If you don't have capital, you're going to get burned out.
It's gasoline on a fire. So forcing yourself to do it, having some capital and some cash flow, you almost can't fail.
Well, I think you have two things at play here when you're trying to build a business. The first is labor, and the second one is capital, right? So you either have those two things at your disposal, right? So, time and money, right? And if you're trying to really build a business, your focus is on the business in everything. Like every day we're running around like maniacs, putting out fires, changing things. So it's really hard. We've said the saying before. It's, working on your business versus working in your business. And so like if you have the ability to persuade, whether it's the banks, investors, anybody really, to either follow you as labor, like believe in me, help me out here, right? Use your time to help me build this, or capital, right? Which could come in the form of just getting a credit line or a credit card for $35,000. Like, could you imagine, when we started having the ability to have $35,000, we started with nothing. Like
I know, no, less than nothing. I mean, the money got us out from the hole into nothing before we.
Yeah.
So it's. Yeah, I can't imagine. Maybe it would have been better. Maybe it would have been worse. But honestly, like, I think the secret sauce is some sort of part-time income. Like, someone wants to be an entrepreneur, YouTube or anything else. Some sort of part-time income source that, like, $1,000 a month even, or $2,000 a month, something like that. Just to, because it might take some time. I would go get funding personally. I would learn this game, be disciplined about it, and then just have a work ethic. Meaning, yeah, you do a part-time job, and then you work 2-3 hours on your business, and you check the thing, whatever you're supposed to do. If you do those three things, you're going to make it in whatever the hell you do. But if you don't have the income source, it can totally,
it's going to stop everything.
Derail everything.
Yeah.
So you need something, and that credit can be it.
Yeah.
But it's a little risky for me. So it's like some sort of income source, the credit to be able to really run your business and maybe even hire someone. And then also just a work ethic, meaning like you're going to do both of those things 2 to 3 hours a day.
If you don't have capital, you're going to get burned out. Like that you're personally, if you're just solely relying
it's gasoline on a fire. If you're trying to start a fire and you'd like it a little quicker, the capital's going to get that.
It's going to expedite your time.
Yeah. Honestly, people like, oh, well, I f***ed up because I spent this money over there. Okay, well, you failed. But so what? Yeah. You have to. So it's like, well, now what? Oh, okay. Well, now you learn that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you're still, as long as you didn't like just torch the whole 100 and stick the banks like right away.
No, I see what you're saying. Like if you don't have the it's like the bankroll thing, right? Like how many shots can you take, right? If you only have $5,000, it's like, all right, well, I'm going to take a roll on this one channel, and then like you're out and you're like, okay, well, I guess I'm done. But if you have $35,000, it's like, I'm going to take a shot here, over here, over here.
And you're going to learn what works and what doesn't. And you're going to build relationships along the way. And all of those things combined are what's going to be really what makes you the money.
Yeah.
And in a poker term, it's like if you have one buy-in, and you're in there, like you're never going to make the right play. Like if you have to make the big bluff because it's just the right play, the right run out, all that, you're not going to do it because it's your only shot. But if you have 100 shots, you're going to play it. You're going to do it every time because you know it's the most profitable play here. So, and there's a lot of analogies you could make.
That's true, but that could swing the other way too, right? Like if you have $100,000, all of a sudden you might get a little like, whatever. It's only $5,000.
Then you're taking it to, exactly.
There's that sweet spot.
There is the sweet spot, and it's different for everyone, and it's impossible to say this is right and this is wrong and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
So I like that trifecta again of just like, there's 3 things that I had to do to start a YouTube channel or a business, like in 2024, even 2025 coming up. I'd make sure I had my part-time funding covered. I would go run the capital system that we talked about, get 50 to 100K.
Yeah.
And I would work 2 to 3 hours at both those things, part-time business, if not 12 hours a day, but at least 2 to 3, 5 days a week. You can do a lot with that time.
Yeah.
It's just the consistency of it. Because you'll start for 2 to 3 sometimes, but then you'll go for 12.
Right.
For me personally, that happens a lot. But getting that first hour done is like so important of both.
Well, and I think that touches on exactly, the 3 things that you would do over and over and over again, right? If you did that consistently every single day, over and over and over and over again, It's going to be really, and you have in the mind that you're trying to get better, right? Because that's the other thing. Like, you're evolving. You're not just doing the same thing, beating your head against the pavement, trying to make it work. You're changing. And capital allows you to do that. Labor allows you to do that, right? If other people are following you. So it's team, the right team and the right capital is probably going to get you there. As long as you keep going in that direction, you'll figure your way out.
Really, time in anything is the key. And it allows you that. It's just like, how much time have you spent doing what you're doing? And you're probably, it might be making like very little money and you're an idiot to stay in it, but it's probably still going to make a little bit of money. Like, it's almost impossible to sink all your time into something and not figure out how to squeeze some money out of it. So like, time in it is everything. So forcing yourself to do it, having some capital and some cash flow in from like some part-time source, you almost can't fail. You know, it buys you all the time you need, those two things. And, you know, as long as you're working on your business 2 to 3 hours a day, whatever it is, and for us, it's, you know, creating faceless content for the most part, but like, as long as you're doing that every day, like, you got all the time in the world. So, you know, as far as what YouTube niche goes and all that stuff, or what business idea you have aside, those are the 3 things I would say to anybody. And if you do those 3 things, spend a year on it. Spend a year on that plan.
Yeah.
You're going to feel so freaking good and confident at your business idea. If you have those 3 things covered, you're going to know you can't fail. And that is a powerful and freeing feeling, to go after something with confidence. That's what entrepreneurs like. They're always, they've got the self-doubt in people's head, and you can eliminate that.
You know what I like about that is that you're building a foundation, you know, because I think there's some things that you can kind of expedite and skip over. But if you don't build that foundation, because the most important thing, like, if we went to ground zero, we could do this over again.
Yeah.
Not a lot of people, like, you know, so I think just to be clear, because I know what you're saying, but I don't know if a lot of people will understand that, is that it's like, yeah, put your time into, but not one thing. We're doing a lot of things, building skills in a lot of different areas. You know, we're not doing this like, you know, mile wide pond, 1 inch deep, but like 1 or 2 things. Like, you're very good, like editing, right? You could go really deep down in. YouTube strategy, you could go very deep down in. Funding, we can't go so far, right, but we know enough to keep going.
Right. We're still rookies, but it's been very eye opening.
Yeah.
We built all of our stuff without it, and now I'm like, this existed? I'm like,
yeah, right.
What the you know, I'm like,
it was there the whole 2 pairs of gloves. Yeah. You've had it the whole time.
I was like, there's no way it's this easy, and it is.
Yeah.
You know, it really is. Now getting it back, there's steps involved, but the business idea aside,
yeah,
you know, that's what I'm talking about. Like, you can run 4 different things, diversify into this, do this. You're in this. You're hiring employees for this, or you can have one thing.
Right.
You know, and it's just you. And like, either way, that 3-part system is just going to work, I believe.
Yeah.
That's the advice I would give to somebody, because that's the advice I would give to myself 5 years ago.
Yeah.
That I didn't know.
Yeah.
That I was just like, how the hell are we going to do this?
Well, the only thing I would add to that, and I think it led to a lot of our success, is you have to be obsessed about it, right? Because if you're not, and we said this in the video before this, like, you could kill YouTube if you obsess about it.
Absolutely.
Right?
You kill anything if you obsess about it.
Yeah, and that involves a lot of different skill sets. Like, you have to learn thumbnail, you have to learn analytics, you have to learn. It's not just like,
you have to get excited.
Yeah,
and sometimes it's impossible, and that's certain thing. That's something you shouldn't do.
Yeah.
Because you have to be able to get excited about something, but also execute it.
Well, that would be my piece of advice, I think, is like, that was very good. I think my only thing, like, if friends and family came to me and said, look, I want to start a YouTube channel, and I would say, all right, like, you know, Brian, I know you really well. Like, you know, you're coming to me asking me this. You're good at this one thing, right? I would hone in on that, right? The topic that you want to talk about. Because I know that whenever we talk about it, your face lights up and you're obsessed about
Kennedy. You should just do a channel on Kennedy.
Right. So, like, just talk. Yeah. So just talk about Kennedy. Like, start there.
I'm not even kidding either. Yeah.
He would be great at it. And then grow your
niched all the way down.
just to Kennedy. Man. Yeah. Like, and he would love doing that. And then he could grow over time. He could expand that into other things. He already has a really good job, you know. So, like, for him, this could just be something that he works on an hour a day, and then does this an hour a day and this an hour a day. And over time, he could be very successful, you know, over that compounding interest over time and make it work. So I think that
he's already excited and obsessed about this thing. You might as well pick that to be the thing to go after. Of course.
Right.
Some people, though, can't find that.
But then even like you could record your journey in finding that, because like how many books and how many channels are there about finding happiness? It's like, well, go find your passion. Well, how do I do that?
Yeah.
All right. Well, record on how you're doing it. Like, you know, like I'd be interested in that. Like, how did you do it?
That'd be a cool thing. Yeah.
You know, like, well, I tried this. I hated it. I tried this. I did this. It's like, all right.
So you're just an angry prick.
Yeah. I think that's a lot.
Specialize in that. That's a good YouTube channel.
I like striving for mediocrity.
No, it's honestly super hard to figure out what you are passionate about. I think these days it's harder because all the noise,
the distractions.
It's so hard to know what you're supposed to be doing. On this earth, like what are your talents and what are you like the best? What? You know, it's like I feel like it was probably easier to know a long time ago.
It absolutely was, because you had to, similar to like you had to go do something. Like with all the distractions we have today, it's so easy to just fall into a robotic mindset. Sit on the couch, TV's going, get on your phone. Right. Before you know it, 6 hours pass, and you're like, what the just happened?
Mm-hmm.
And I think if you don't have that one thing that you can at least go to as maybe even a release, whether it's working out, playing golf, like investing,
like woodworking, like
anything,
some sort of creative outlet, something.
Yeah, you got to do that.
Fit it in, force it in.
Yeah,
and freaking video it and put it on YouTube. Just do that every day. Video, 15 minutes. You doing one thing a day.
Okay. Right here. Let's go. Oh no, it's cool. You can go on and lie to me, cause I can see right through your lies. But baby, it's not fazing me, it's cool. Facts. I see them texts you sending me. You know you got them tendencies, and I can be your therapy, it's cool. You type it, delete it, rewrite it, believe it, receive it, I seen it, it's cool. Facts. You fake it to fake it, you make it, I take it, reshape it, replacing the truth.